Hello, folks, and welcome back to Buzzing with Honky B. I'm your host, Honky B. Cushy koala at the side, as always, just chilling quietly. So, excuse the thumb. Tragic nose picking accident. Just kidding. Anyway, so today we're going to do a little bit something different. No words of wisdom. Just one cracker's thoughts, And my thought today, which I have quite often, is that how much I really, really dislike when they put down a wild animal simply for doing what a wild animal does. A wild bear, kills a hiker, mauls a hiker or a mountain lion. And Jesus Christ, there's barely any mountain lions left. And, it's what these animals do. It's instinct. You can't, kill something because of its instinct. It's a wild animal. Like killing somebody for having to go take a leak. Jesus. What else I gotta say on that? Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me to go into something else's environment, their home, and put them down, dispatch them, as they say, for the safety of people. And there's like 8 billion of us, and I think there's less than 5,000 puma left on the planet, something like, probably way less than that. I'm just throwing out a figure. But, on top of that, zoos and places like SeaWorld just annoy the hell out. I mean, just really, really, really just piss me off. To be quite honest. This is not a promotion by any means, shape, form, whatever. Excuse me. I'm a little buzzing. The movie, there's a documentary. I believe it's on. It might even be just on YouTube, free right now. I know it was on Tubi for a while. It's called Blackfish. And I've grown up my whole life going to zoos and the aquarium, and watching stuff on the SeaWorld, and then I watch Blackfish. And I'm telling you, my view about zoos and aquariums did a complete 180. And it's true. It's you're taking an animal that, like I mentioned before, was born with instinct, millions of years of evolution, whittled down into instinct of what to do in this age. And where the hell was I going with that? Damn it. Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. Okay, off track. You got an animal. A tiger. Millions of years of evolution have taught this tiger that it should have an approximate hunting ground of about 300, square miles or square kilometers, whatever they want to call it. And, whether this tiger is born in captivity or not, doesn't really matter. The instinct is still there. You cannot breed it out. It's impossible. You know, and so you put an animal that has an instinct to roam hundreds of miles, thousands of miles, hundreds of kilometers, marking his territory, looking for prey, looking for a mate, the whole 9 yards. And it just looks. When I look back now at those wildcats in the zoo, all I saw back was sadness, And back to Blackfish though, how they keep these orcas in captivity. Orcas swim thousands of miles, a year, thousands. It's in their instinct to go here, to go there, to do this, to do that. On top of that, they're hyper intelligent creatures. They have their own languages among their own pods. It's insane. And you take an animal like that, and again, whether born in captivity or not, you're sticking in this tiny tub. Nancy Grace said it best. If you were stuck in a bathtub for 25 years, you'd be a little nuts yourself, wouldn't you? She's got a damn good point. Hey, I don't believe in zoos. You can get educated on animals, like the old-fashioned way, like I did, reading books on them, or watching, who was it? Growing up, Un Momento. Iced tea, God, good stuff. Marty Stauffer's Wild America, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, PBS, and it was just, it was shitty, grainy footage because it was, the early 80s, but God, watching these wild animals just do their thing, and the more we know about them, we find out the more intelligent they are. I really, really pray in the future that, zoos go out of existence. You can have an exhibition now, most probably, where you can project holographic, animals that look real, or whatever technology they got these days to make, whatever you're looking at on a screen look real right in front of you. And you probably make a synthetic fur. It feels exactly like the animal's fur also. The point is, wild animals are wild animals. They have instincts, they have their own feelings, and if you venture into their territory and they come after you for either food, predation, or territory, it's if I walked into your house, how would you feel? So, it's another thing. Oh yeah. Especially when they put an animal down in a zoo because some idiot, some booger-eating moron decide to cross the safety barricades and try to go touch the bear, the tiger, the lion, the whatever. You know, and you get, and you know, the animal doesn't like it. First of all, it's in a cage. It's not happy about that. It's going a little crazy, and that is its area now, though. And then you go close to it. What do you think it's gonna do? You know, I understand not everybody knows a decent amount about wild animals. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I know a pretty good bit because I've always loved wild animals and watch documentaries on them and everything. But especially when these people jump these barricades and they get mauled. Hey, my hat's off to the animal. Hey, way to go. And when in your territory, you messed them up. You see? Also, there was a story, I forgot how long ago, I think it was maybe the 90s, that a little baby, somehow, don't ask her, I don't remember how, somehow it fell into the gorilla enclosure, right? So the big male silverback goes over to it. Everybody's freaking out. They're thinking the silverback's just gonna, kill this baby. It's gonna find this foreign object living in its, territory and gonna go, what the hell is this? And smash it, But no. The gorilla picked up the baby, cradled it, and held it safely, and put it down, I think, by the the zoo employee's entrance or something, in and out of the enclosure, and basically rescued the baby. So, we're damn near gorillas ourselves. So you think that these animals want to be in these places? No. Next time you're at SeaWorld, excuse me. Next time you're at SeaWorld, or just watch a SeaWorld. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. Plenty of SeaWorld crap. Look at the orca's teeth. Their teeth are ground down, not by the trainers, not by SeaWorld. No. The animals get so frustrated. The orcas are going so goofy and crazy that they're biting the sides of the walls. They put them in these pens at night that are just big enough to hold them, and they just sit there and let them out. And my heart goes out to those trainers who have been, deleted by orcas. And I'm not saying this to be mean, but you put yourself in that situation. You're saying you have you're studying marine biology and blah blah, and you really think it's safe to go into a pool with an orca? Their echoes, their sounds can travel for quite a distance, right? And I can guarantee you, well, I can't guarantee it, but just one practice thoughts, that they are communicating to outside pods that can, in earshot, saying, hey, look, we've been trapped here. It's time for a little retaliation. And there's been an uptick in orcas attacking boats lately. It hasn't been real publicized, but there has been, orcas attacking boats. Not people yet that I know of. But, I'm telling you, these, you get a baby, you buy a baby tiger off the dog net or something, and in 6 months it mauls you because it's twice your size. Hey, what did you expect, man? Seriously, what did you expect? What the hell keeps falling off of there? Oh, Jesus. I gotta clean this dump up. Anyway, I don't care what SeaWorld or any of these other places say. Those orcas are seriously depressed, and their lives are hanging by a thread. And the people they interact with, their lives, what? That's a ticking time bomb right there. I would venture to say, if you took these orcas that have been in captivity and put them near a pod of whales, other orcas, in the wild, I really think there's a good chance they would adapt. I really do. It's like the story. There was a little girl or a little boy, I can't remember, way back. Since the child was, almost pretty much born, it was kept, the parents kept it in a room, with no light, just gave it, gave it enough food and water to keep it alive, and, the bathroom. But the child had no love, no interaction with other children, the whole 9 yards. I forgot the age that the kid was actually found to be like this. I think some neighbor called it in because of a noise they heard. And the kid, let's just say 10, Well, the kid's never seen sunlight. Kid's never been around other people. The kid doesn't, knows how to speak, kinda, is terrified of everything. But eventually, that child grows up and realizes that, hey, not everybody is like the scumbags who kept me in that closet. Not everybody. They do have some good people left in this world. Not many. Not many, my friends. No. Not many. Anyhow, so it's getting pretty windy down here in the deep south. I still got, my thoughts are still with the people who are getting the brunt of the storm and the first responders, praying for y'all. So, y'all be safe. Be nice to one another. Peace.